One of the most important things going into this is to have a strategy. There's no point in setting up 500 different social networks with no plan behind it. So you've got to think, who are the people that I want to engage with? Who are the people, influencers on these online message boards or on Twitter or on Facebook that I want to influence, so they will then in turn influence their friends? I don't know if anyone's read Malcolm Gladwell's The Tipping Point, but those are called mavens, the influencers in society. It's another book that's worth a read. So this is the post methodology for social media. So people, how the audience behaves online and what they're ready for. So have a look and see, whatever your product or service is to have a look at your target audience and see what they're doing. What are your objectives? What are your goals? And one of the best uses for social media before you jump in is to listen, is to just lurk about online and see what people are saying. You can set up various different tools, which I'll show you, which will do the listening on your behalf and email you results every day to see what people are saying about your products or services, see what people are saying about your competitors or about you in person. And the strategy, how do you want this relationship with these people online to change? What are you going to do? How creative are you going to be? What, are you going to produce educational articles? Are you going to produce fun articles? What are you going to do? And then what technology are you going to use? What platforms, what applications? Are you going to build iPhone apps, Android apps? You know, where are the people hanging out that like your products? And that's the listen one that I talked about. It's very important to listen. And these are some places to go online to have a listen. So Google Trends will tell you what people are talking about online all the time. So it's good if you're an entrepreneur type business that you can think, you can spot opportunities in there, you can see what people are talking about. Blog Pulse, which tells you the most popular blogs online. Similar thing, Technorati will show you the most popular blogs online and what people are talking about. Google Alerts, which I use every day, even for the term social media. I get an email every morning with the top stories in social media. In my email, I can flick through them in 10 seconds and see what I'm interested in and learn that way, and see what the guys who are doing it right are doing, or see what people are saying about me. Blog search to see what people are writing blogs about, if you're included in any of those, or if they're writing about your products. There's various other ones you can look at. Twitter search probably is one of the better tools to look at, and you can set up saved searches in Twitter. So put your name, your company name in there. Anytime someone mentions it, you'll get an email saying you've been mentioned on Twitter. Go and have a look and see what they're saying about you. And that's Twitter Advanced Search there. The dreaded word engage. So immerse yourself in the conversations. These are some of the places to go. Stumble Upon is basically where people will, if they like your blog, they'll bookmark it and stumble upon. And then the most bookmarked blogs every day, people will look at the top 10, and therefore you'll get more eyes. Dig's exactly the same. MySpace, dying out a little bit. Twitter, YouTube, great. Facebook, SlideShare, Flickr for photographs, and LinkedIn's very good for professional networking business. The next one would say is relinquish control, and a lot of people have this fear of social media, and that, oh, I don't want to put myself out there because I'm opening myself up to criticism. But believe me, people are criticizing online if your products or services are crap anyway. So you're better to be there and have control, see what they're saying, engage with them, and ask them how you can change, and give generously. This isn't meaning giving money to people, but it's sharing articles, creating little funny videos, and helping people online, giving them your time and expertise for free. Hint, share some stuff. It's social media. Giving back is the new black. Thought that was quite cool. And this is about slide just to represent being honest online. To flick back to the first slide, good businesses are built on trust, and telling the truth is one of the best ways to earn trust, and not telling the truth is the quickest way to lose trust. So be very genuine if you're going to be in these platforms, because people will see through anything that's not genuine very, very quickly and out you. Measure your results. So once you've done all this, you're engaged in the conversation. How do you measure it? How do you analyze it? I think Richard might talk about Google Analytics, but this is just a way to track how many people are looking at your website every day, and YouTube has a very similar one, so you can track how many people are clicking your video every day, what age group they're from, their demographic, where geographically in the world they're from, if they'd referred the video to anyone else, how they got onto YouTube to find your video. Lots of different things so you can almost work out who your audience is. Facebook have very good analytics as well, based on Facebook pages, and it's important if you've got a business to have a Facebook page, not a personal profile, because you get this analytics then, and you can see how many people are on your site, what they're talking about, how engaged they are on your site as well, and if you pay for Facebook advertising, you get even more. So if we look at what the conversations are powered by quickly, if we look at YouTube, 13 hours of video uploaded to YouTube every minute. There's 100 million hits, or 100 million YouTube videos viewed every day. If you wanted to view every YouTube video, you'd need 412.3 years to watch every video, but it'd be impossible because they keep adding more. 83% of people online have watched video clips, and for me, video is becoming the most powerful way online to get across your message in a very quick, succinct, quirky, educational way, because people online, sorry Mike, don't have much time to read anymore. They'll only read the good stuff, and that's why you need a good copywriter. But people will like watching a minute, 45-second video on what's your product, what's your company about, so they can just get a snapshot rather than reading through the About Us page or our products or our services page. It's good to have a little video that people can just go bing and watch it. So a great example of a company that did this really well. Blendtec started with a $50 budget. They've had over 100 million YouTube video views, and from when they started this to now, they've had a 700% increase in sales. What they're doing is very cheap to do, but it's very clever and it's very consistent, and every time they do these videos, it's the same guy wearing the same outfit in the same studio doing exactly the same thing, and people just keep coming back for more and more and more because they know what it's going to be like. And here's a...
Will it blend? That is the
I actually got sucked in and bought one of these blenders as well. It was like 300 quid or something. And whoever wins the iPad at the end, if we want to do a quick demonstration, we can see how it works.
I love my new iPad. It does a ton of cool things. But will it blend? That is the question. Doesn't quite fit in the jar, but I can take care of that. Yay! I knew I could get the iPad in the Blendtec Total Blender. I think I'll press the iBlend button. Woo. Oh, pad smoke. Don't breathe this. That was one tough pad.
So, classic example of a viral video, just funny and clever and, so cheap to produce. They started off by blending golf balls, and then they did iPods and iPhones, and every time there's a new product out, they'll blend it. They just keep this going. People lap it up. They love it. So social networks, let's look at quick year-on-year traffic. We can see Facebook is outstripping everyone at the moment. So Facebook is one of the places to be. 57% of people have joined a social network. Now, Facebook is over 500 million users worldwide, and more than 100 million mobile users as well. LinkedIn, over 55 million users in over 200 countries around the world, and a new member joins every second. So if your business is a service business, like lawyers, financial advisors, even if it's not a service business, it's really good to have a presence on LinkedIn, because it's very, very well searched as well. If people are looking for a particular area of expertise and they search in the box and your profile comes up and your profile's good and it's well written, professionally written, then you'll hopefully win the business. So there's over 200 million blogs online, so you have to think, if I'm going to write a blog, how can it be different? How can it stand out? And even if you've only got 20 readers, what can you give them that's interesting to them? So 73% of active online users have read a blog, and 36% of people think more positively about companies that have blogs, because they think you're professional, you're with it, and you're sharing information with them and keeping them up to date. So just simply by having a blog on your site, whether you're doing one blog post a week or one or a couple a month, it's just good to keep your customers updated with news, and when people go onto your site, they see that you are up to date. Microblogs, if we look at Twitter, it's had over 1,000% year-on-year growth. It's outstripping, I think it's getting 400,000 new users a day on it now. Some of the tools to use on Twitter for Twitter, rather than just using the Twitter page. My favourite is this one called Hootsuite, which has a free version of it, and you can manage your whole activity online through it. You can manage your Facebook through it, you can manage your LinkedIn, Foursquare, MySpace, everything through this, and you can set up keyword searches in it. So that if, say, I saved a search as Pierce Communications, or put my keywords in there, internet marketing, every time someone says something like that, or one of those words, it'll ping up and tell me, so I can really see what people are starting to say. So who to follow? It's an important one to work out when you're on Twitter, who are the best people to follow, and it's really just by using the search function and finding the people that have the most followers and who are talking the most and engaging with people the most, and watch them and see what they're doing, and try and do it better if you can. Geolocation services, if you've got a business, for example, let's look at a restaurant, and what these allow you to do. We've now got, this has become a turf war, because we've got Foursquare was the original, then this one came out here called Goala, and Foursquare really started to take off and people were loving it. And basically all it is when you're on your iPhone or mobile device, and I go to a Starbucks, I go, where am I? I'm in Starbucks buying. Or if I go to London and I'm walking down one of the streets and I don't know what to do, I can fire up Foursquare and it'll give me ideas. So this user recommends you go in here for a coffee, or this is really good for a meal, and it's all user generated content there. Then Facebook brought out Facebook Places, which was a complete and utter rip-off of Foursquare, but they can do it. And now Google have jumped in with, they've got Google Places based around the Google Maps and Google Locations. But again, if you've got a business which is centered in one spot, Foursquare is very, very good for it, because you can run promotions through it like a loyalty card scheme. So for example, this one here, this guy checked in at 4 different Starbucks, so he gets a free double tall latte for himself and a friend next time he goes to Starbucks, and shows them his iPhone. You can do various different things that people will start to compete with each other of who becomes the mayor of certain places. So I'm sure if we flicked on Foursquare, there'd be a current mayor of the Guinness Storehouse, and then people will compete with each other to try and take over that mayorship. But then what Guinness Storehouse could do is say, well, the current mayor of the Guinness Storehouse gets 5 free pints of Guinness. So then it's incentivizing people to start trying to fight each other, to knock each other off, which is really good. So there's free drinks for the mayor in Foursquare. So a couple of final thoughts. Technology changes, humans don't. So going back to the first thoughts again, it's exactly what you would do offline, do it online. You wouldn't be rude to someone offline. Well, maybe you would, but I wouldn't. And if you want to build your business, it's that relationship and trust that you have with your clients or customers now, but bringing it into a much bigger environment online. If your product is rubbish, social media won't fix it. However, if your customer service is rubbish, social media can help. If your company's word of mouth is rubbish, social media can help as well. Without a goal, a plan is just a wish. And I'm happy to take a couple of questions, because I have to shoot off to London now, unfortunately. But I'm happy to take a couple of questions if anyone has any.